I think I might have found the best physical optical illusions I've ever seen. They were invented by Kokichi Sugihara for the 2016 Best Illusion of the Year contest. Yes, that's a real thing. And Sugihara's illusion, which he named the Ambiguous Cylinder illusion, won second place that year. It's worth checking out the website for the contest, by the way, to see the illusion that won and the illusions that made the finals in other years as well. Anyhow, how are these illusions? Well, to see it, you really need to look at them in a mirror. So let's try that. Okay, this is the simplest one. So we have what seem to be 6 sort of slightly oddly shaped but roughly cylindrical shapes. But if we have a look at how they reflect in the mirror, they look like they're cuboids, rectangles. And if I turn them round, you can see the effect is reversed. So there in the mirror we've got the cylinders, and here we've got the rectangles. So let's try one of these others. This one is heart shaped. So here in front of us we've got these heart shapes, and in the mirror there you can see, well, it's maybe not quite so effective as the first one, but the heart shapes aren't quite so visible. If we turn it around, we can get the same sort of effect this way around. So nice clear hearts there, and something a bit like cylinders here. It's not quite as good, I think. This one's also really nice. So at first glance, the brain falls into thinking these are the same. Here we've got circles surrounding squares, but in the mirror, we've got squares surrounding circles, so it's inverted. And again, if we turn it around, we can get the opposite effect with the squares within circles in the mirror and circles within squares here. These are great. I love these. I also got another one that's the same kind of principle. Can you see what's going on here? This arrow is pointing that way, but in the mirror it's pointing the other way. Now watch what happens if I spin it through 180 degrees. It's still pointing this way. So the principle behind all of these is really just shapes which have an illusory effect on the eye. So in this particular case, the arrow looks as if it's pointing that way. There's a sort of a sharp point here and a round, smooth shape at that end. But if we come over the top of it, we can see it's actually symmetrical. And it's really just the angles at which the shapes have been 3D printed that makes it look like an arrow from certain angles. And in the mirror, because it is actually symmetrical, we see it looking the other way. And the same with these other shapes. So if I lift this up this way, you can see the true shape here. It's a little bit hard to see, but you've got these curves and the points. And so the points allow you to create these rectangular appearances, but because there are actual curves in there, it also can look a lot like cylinders. Now, you can buy these loads of places online. I'll put a link or two in the description below. But you can also, if you want, just make them yourself. If you have a 3D printer, you can download the instructions. I'll put some links there down below for that as well. But you can also just print it on a regular printer in paper. So let's see if we can get this one to work. So this is one that I printed out from a simple pattern. There we go. So in the foreground here, we have the almost circular, almost cylindrical version. Getting the angle right is a little tricky, but in the mirror it looks kind of cubic. Let's try the other way around. There we go. It's maybe a little bit beaten up, which is why it doesn't quite look so cylindrical as it should, but you get the idea. Anyway, so you can see how simple this is really. It's just a simple curved shape, but designed to fool the eye. When I bought these, I bought them from an Etsy store, and they also threw in this very familiar illusion, which you may have seen before, but here it is 3D printed, which I hadn't seen before. So you can probably tell what we're looking at here is a vase or a glass or something like that. But if you look at the grey space to the right, we have a face. So that's quite nice. So there we go. I think these are my favourite physical instantiations of optical illusions that I've ever come across. I hope you've enjoyed seeing these. There's lots of other ways you can get hold of or see other variants of these kinds of shapes. If you have seen others that you think are even better, then let us know in the comments below. As always, thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.